Hello. Welcome to Premier Football Chat. So today we're just going to do a little review on the weekend's games. We'll start off with the Aston Villa against Leeds United game. So this was the Friday night fixture, and it was a very, very, very good game, and it sort of set the tone for the weekend. And yeah, so Leeds played really well, and they had a lot of chances in this game as well, and had a lot of territorial play as well. But they went 1-0 down through a good goal through Leon Bailey quite early on, but they responded really well and had a few chances through like the likes of Rodrigo. And yeah, Nonto for Leeds, he was the star player. He's a teenager, the Italian, and he was up against Ashley Young, and it was a really good battle between the two of them. So yeah, the experience versus youth. I felt Nonto didn't deserve to be on the losing team because he was just direct and driving and kept going at Ashley Young, and yeah, he was the bright spark for Leeds, and I feel like he's got a big future ahead of him. And yeah, Aston Villa scored another goal through Buendia. He went to VAR for offside, but he was being played on by Robin Koch in the middle, and then yeah, they went 2-0 up, and then Leeds managed to get one back through Patrick Bamford, set up from that guy Nonto. So yeah, he passed it to Bamford, and then yeah, he slotted home. And yeah, I feel like Leeds, they sort of shoot themselves in the foot. Like they've got a defender called Pascal Struijk, and he's sort of in the last couple of games that I've watched him in the FA Cup against Cardiff and this game against Villa, he's been the one that you can get at. But yeah, they've got some good players though in terms of Nonto, and like Bamford's come back now, so they just need to keep him fit. So yeah, moving on to Saturday. So yeah, Saturday was a big Manchester derby between Man City and Manchester United at Old Trafford. So yeah, this was a very good game in the second half. Anyway, first half was drab. Man City were just misplacing pass after pass after pass, and yeah, I can't see them winning the league, to be honest. And yeah, they managed to go 1-0 up there through Jack Grealish. Yeah, De Bruyne kept drive to the byline, and then managed to dig out a cross. It was a decent cross, stood it up to Grealish, who headed home. He couldn't miss, to be honest. And then Man United managed to equalise through a controversial offside goal, because Rashford was running through on goal, but he was in an offside position and sort of influenced Akanji, who sort of slowed his run, expecting the flag to go up. But Bruno came out of nowhere and slotted home, and then yeah, the goal was given. And then Garnacho, he sort of turned the game for United, because once he came on, like he was just causing problems, and he gave a balance to the team because they had like Bruno on the wing to start off with, and it didn't really work, to be honest. And then yeah, once he managed to get two wingers on the pitch, then Man United sort of had a more balance, and yeah, they managed to get their winner through Marcus Rashford, who slotted home, and it's another goal at Old Trafford for him. He's been absolutely outstanding. I thought he was finished last season, to be honest. I didn't really know if he was in love with football, but yeah, he's done really well this season. And yeah, Garnacho, he's another young player who's got a big future ahead of him as well. I can see him going all the way to the top. And yeah, we'll get into the yeah, and also before we move on, actually, one of the things I want to mention about Man City is something to do with a piece on that Ian Wright did on Erling Haaland. So you could see that he was making good runs. So it might look like on the outside, yeah, he didn't do much, he didn't score, but he was making good runs. But they weren't finding him on these runs, and City have tried to, because they're used to not playing with a number 9 recently. They like to play the extra pass rather than being direct and going straight through to Haaland. And yeah, I think it's something that they need to work on going forwards, because I feel like it could hinder them in the title race. And yeah, we'll move on to the 3 o'clock game. So the big story was Liverpool again. They got battered by Brighton. That's basically it. So it's 3-0 Brighton. It could have been 4 or 5, to be honest with you. Solly March scored a couple of goals. Yeah, really good goals, to be honest. And yeah, McAllister robbed the ball of Henderson, and then yeah, played in Solly March, and then yeah, he ran across the defence and scored. But then for me, it was a third goal, so it's a throw in. And then yeah, it was the way that Kanate got rolled. It was he just wasn't. It's like he just gave up on it, and then Danny Welbeck managed to score, and yeah, Solly March had a really good game. He scored 2, created 1, and yeah, Brighton deserved a win, and they've done really well since losing Graham Potter to Chelsea. So yeah, they still keep going, and they're still a hard team to beat. And speaking of Merseyside teams, we'll move over to the blue half. So Everton, they played Southampton and they went 1-0 up through a corner, and then yeah, they looked like they could potentially win the game, but James Ward-Prowse, he was a constant nuisance in this game for Southampton. He had a few warning signs there. He had a couple of chances, but they never really got to grips to him, to be honest with you. In the Everton team, no one really got close to him. And then yeah, he showed lovely feet to take out Ben Godfrey and score to make it 1-1. And then he scored a trademark free kick to make it 2-1 Southampton. And yeah, at the end of the game, there was more pressure and a lot of frustrated Everton fans at the moment. And yeah, they're not happy with the board, and I feel like they've got the players to get out of it. Personally, I know a lot of people say they don't, but I feel like they do. But it's going to be very tough, and they've got a big game against West Ham at the weekend. And yeah, I have to give credit to Nathan Jones, because I thought, yeah, when they appointed him, I didn't think they'd do anything, to be honest. I thought they'd get relegated, but he seems to have a togetherness, and he does back his players. He does go a bit over the top saying that they're the best, but if you can get your players to believe that they're the best, then so be it. They're getting the results of beating City in the League Cup, Southampton, and they also beat Crystal Palace as well. So their confidence is up now. 3 wins in 3 different competitions for them in the last 3 for Southampton. And then yeah, we'll move on to West Ham versus Wolves. So yeah, Daniel the Pedence managed to get on the score sheet. He put Wolves 1-0 up. It was a bit of a drab game, to be honest. So yeah, we'll move on from that game, and yeah, we'll go on to the game in the East Midlands between Nottingham Forest and Leicester. So this was a good game for Forest. They scored through Brennan Johnson. So it looked like it was a tight decision which went to VAR for offside, but he managed to stay onside just and round the onrushing Danny Ward and slot home. And then yeah, for the second goal, Gibbs White played a lovely outside of the foot pass to Brennan Johnson, who managed to score another goal to make it 2-0. So yeah, they seem to be settling on their first 11 now, Forest, and getting the results. So you have to give credit to Steve Cooper, because they made a ridiculous amount of signings. I think it was like 21 at the start of the season, and yeah, he's managed to settle on a best 11 now, and Gibbs White and Brennan Johnson linked up really well, and the pass from Gibbs White to Brennan Johnson outside of the foot, absolutely outstanding. If De Bruyne played that, then everyone would have been purring over it. So yeah, you have to give them credit. So that was a good goal. And also we'll move on to the evening game between Brentford and Bournemouth. So I sort of watched this a little bit, like I didn't watch too much of it. So the penalty was quite controversial, because Ivan Toney sort of locked his arm in, and locked the defender's arm in sort of the way that Ramos locked Salah's in that Champions League final, and he went down and got the penalty. And then once Ivan Toney gets the penalty, you know it's going to be a goal. So yeah, that was 1-0 to them. And then yeah, for the second goal, it was a good strike from Jensen. It sort of reminded me of a Lampard, Scholes, Gerrard type goal. So yeah, when he just came in on the edge of the box and then managed to smash it home to make it 2-0. Keeper had absolutely no chance. It was a wonderful goal. And yeah, so they managed to move on and get another win. So yeah, they're having an absolutely outstanding season. And we'll go on to the big game on Sunday, which is a North London derby. And yeah, just like East Midlands is red, just like Manchester was red, North London was red. And yeah, Arsenal went to Tottenham, and in that first half, they absolutely bossed it from the get-go. Lloris was very shaky. So yeah, throughout, and Saka was causing problems as well. And yeah, it was an absolutely outstanding performance from Arsenal in that first 45. And yeah, so Saka came in, had a shot. Lloris should have done much better. I don't know what he's doing. He's like a hot potato, and somehow he parried it into his own goal to make it 1-0. And yeah, Thomas Partey had an absolute rocket of a shot that hit the woodwork. and that would have been goal of the season. Absolutely outstanding volley that was, and yeah, so much power behind that shot. It was unlucky. And yeah, Odegaard. So yeah, Tottenham had a chance to make it 1-1 through Son, but yeah, Sessegnon played him in, but Ramsey made a good save, and then Odegaard scored to make it 2-1. I mean 2-0 Arsenal. So yeah, he shot from outside the box, and yeah, I was surprised it went in. Like, yeah, I won't give Lloris slack for that one. I mean, yeah, I won't give him stick for that one, but yeah, I was surprised it went in from that distance, to be honest. And Tottenham rallied in the second half. Yes, like Ramsdale made a few good saves, especially from Sessegnon. That was a stunning save. And obviously there was that fan at the end of the game who kicked Ramsdale, because Ramsdale had been getting stick from the Tottenham fans behind the goal, and then he gave it back. It's a bit of football banter. And the Tottenham fan crossed the line and tried to kick Ramsdale. Well, he did kick him. And then, yeah, we hope Jay from in between us gets banned for life, because we don't want to see that. And also, yeah, Newcastle versus Fulham at St James's. So this was a big game for Newcastle. And yeah, they could have gone behind through a penalty through Mitrovic, but he slipped and the ball hit his standing leg and went in. So because it was a double hit, then yeah, it didn't count. So yeah, Newcastle got a free kick, and then that roared them on. And then yeah, they managed to get a late goal. So I think like those late goals sort of galvanised you as a team, because it looked like it was going to be a 0-0 game. Newcastle weren't at their best, but Isak returned and scored. So Callum Wilson and Isak linked up in the second half once Isak came on, and then yeah, they combined for the goal. So it was good perseverance from from Callum Wilson, and then Isak was on the spot to score. So yeah, that was a big win for Newcastle. And yeah, and that's the sort of one that can get you top four as well, so which is what they're aiming for. And yeah, and the other game that took place on Sunday was Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. So a bit of pressure for Potter, and also a bit for Patrick Vieira as well, but it was Chelsea who got the win through Kai Havertz's header. And yeah, it's quite an edgy game, but it wasn't the best of games, but Graham Potter will be just happy to get the win. So for me, this was an absolutely amazing weekend for football. So yeah, it was a really good game. Started off with a game between Leeds and Aston Villa at Villa Park, and also Manchester Derby was good in the second half as well. And yeah, Brighton keep marching on, and also Arsenal put a dominant performance in. And the reason why I say I don't think City are going to win, because if you put in that performance, if you take City's performance in the first half, where they were giving the ball away a lot, and in the first half against Man United, and you take Arsenal's performance in the first half against Tottenham, yeah, I just feel like Arsenal are probably just got the edge at the minute. I think they're just playing the better football, and yeah, they just need to keep players fit in the terms of like Thomas Partey, and yeah, the likes of Gabriel had a good game as well. So yeah, they just need to keep players fit, and yeah, and also I think like there was a bit of like bit gutted because they missed out on Mudryk, who signed for Chelsea, but they've got enough quality in Martinelli and Saka. So yeah, I thought this was a brilliant weekend for football. Thank you for watching, appreciate it, and peace out.